Good evening, welcome to Foreigner in the Philippines. Quite a day today. We left early and went to we headed out for Tagbilaran. That had its little hiccups along the way. We were supposed to be with our attorney at 2 o'clock. It got quite tough going actually, because when we got into the bus to go, it wouldn't start. So luckily we were able to push it back and then get a jump start down, or a bump start down the hill. Comes in handy sometimes, even though it's not a pleasure to walk up there. So we got going thinking that everything would be fine once we had gotten a few miles under the tires, so to speak. So eventually, after we had been driving for about 45 minutes, we pulled in to get gas, and obviously we turned the motor off, and when the gas was put in there, diesel, it wouldn't start. Well, this is the Philippines, and amazingly, I feel if it were anywhere else, possibly anywhere else, they would have said get it off the forecourt. Well, we did push it, but it was still cluttering up the place, so to speak. So sure enough, one of the young guys who works there gets his motorcycle out, and he drives me, rides his bike with me as a passenger, and we go around to where he knows that there is a mechanic, and the mechanic packs a few tools in his bag and came out and looked, concluded that it was the battery. So another push going, and off we go again. Well, we instead of taking a risk and going over what Beth always calls a shortcut, which is over the mountain, we went straight to Tubigon. And once in Tubigon, we went to that little place that I always talk about, which is really excellent. It's a car service centre, but it has next door the store, which has all kinds of spares and is very well run. Well, they worked on it for quite a while, took the battery out, put it on, and on one of those measuring devices and a battery charger, and they concluded that it wasn't the battery, that it was probably the alternator or the starter motor, probably the alternator, because when charge was supposed to be going on, which was with the motor started, they gave us a push, we started the motor, pulled it back up into the garage, and they said it's not the battery. So they then said, would you like us to get the electrician to have a look? So, well, sure. But then I thought, well, they're going to handle this under the guarantee. So I said, well, maybe not, because of the guarantee. Well, while I'm sitting there waiting for Beth to come back, because what had happened was we had tried to make a withdrawal at the BDO bank, and what we found was that it was offline. And it seemed like everything was offline. We tried several other banks. So there we are, stuck with 1,000 pesos and a possibility of buying a new battery as far as Beth knew. So got no money and a big bill coming up. So, as I said, we're in the Philippines, so Beth does no more than go off to the pawn shop, pawns her ring and her necklace for 6,000 pesos and comes back ready to pay the bill. Well, this proves another, or disproves another belief that that Expat seems to have, that as soon as anybody sees your face and knows that you're not Filipino, they're going to double and triple the price. When it came to they put the battery back, they gave us another push, because by that time they had stopped the motor in order to test the battery. So they give us another push, and I said, how much do we owe? He'd already found out that the electrician was not going to be there. So, and he did that by getting on his motorcycle and driving to see where the electrician was. So I came back again, wouldn't take any money. Now, you know, I believe that no matter how little people do, they should actually be paid. So I said, wait until my wife comes back and then I'll come and see you. He didn't ask for any money, wouldn't take any money. Finally, Beth got back after I found out that she had gone and pawned her wedding ring necklace. And I went over to the guy and said, look, thanks for working on it. It's really kind of you. I know that you stopped doing what you were doing in there and you worked on this to try and help out. And I gave him 100 pesos, which he was very happy with. 100 pesos, $2. So we went away happily. Now, got to make a decision. What are we going to do? Are we going to go to Tagbilaran, risking the fact that we cannot stop? If we turn the motor off, we'll be in the cart, so to speak. And or are we going to go back to Talabon and get the thing fixed under the guarantee? Well, we needed to go to Tagbilaran because we had to see the attorney, and we decided we'd go ahead. So we went ahead, we got to the ICM Mall. For those of you who know about Tagbilaran, got to the ICM Mall. What are we going to do? We had time to just grab a bite to eat and then go and see the attorney. So here once again is disproving another thing about the Philippines and how dangerous, and you might get robbed and killed and God knows what. We pulled into the parking lot, which was on the other side of the street because we couldn't find any in the concrete laid car parking lot. We pulled in. It's a rough old ground there, but extra parking for the increase in traffic that they've been experiencing. And we put the side panels down and then locked the truck up and left the motor running, and then off we went. We had something to eat, and then we also had oh boy, it's really started raining now. So we then got in the tricycle and went to see the attorney. We saw the attorney, we talked over our strategy, which in a moment I'm going to reveal totally everything that we're going to do, all the plans, all the details, everything, all of the tricks that we've got up our sleeve, how clever the attorney is. Going to tell everything. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not such a good idea. No, I'll just go on and tell you that we had a good meeting, and then we came back and we found that the truck was not on fire, it wasn't overheated, it hadn't been stolen, everything was as it should be, and we drove home. Well, driving home we found that there were some invitations out to dinner, a couple to meet some friends and meet two guys especially who are dear friends. There was Tracy, our Aussie explorer, and there was Dwayne, who is our Antarctic explorer. We were very pleased to see them both. Tracy's coming by the house tomorrow to see Nanai. He is her adopted son. He was so caring and loving about Nanai that she absolutely adored him. And he's coming over tomorrow and he's going to say hi. So that's wonderful. And then after that short meeting with Tracy, we and a couple of other people, we went to dinner with Dwayne and Lovely May. Dwayne and Lovely May are getting married fairly soon. Dwayne is off to get some paperwork that he needs to hand in when he gets married, and he's popping back over to America, and he's going to be there for a couple of days just to get everything done, and then he'll be back. We miss him already. It was great to see him, and we're looking forward to seeing Tracy, our Aussie friend, tomorrow, which will be terrific. On our way home, of course, what we had found was that when we were in Tagbilaran proper, we were able to make a withdrawal at the bank. So on the way home, we stopped by Tubigon and we redeemed we redeemed our wedding ring. It was a little retro look into the past, because there were some times when we had to do that a few times over the month, or certainly by the end of the month. So that was fun in a lot of ways. The truck we were not able to turn off all the way home. We managed to get home in the dark, but we did manage to get home. And the truck is outside now. That's the blue bus. So we have to take that in tomorrow to get looked at by the shop that we bought it, the dealers, and they will look at that and they'll find out what the fault is. Hopefully it won't be anything that cannot be replaced. In other words, if it is an alternator, I won't be happy about that, but as long as I can go and buy the part, it'll be fine. So up tomorrow we have another exciting day. We've got another friend of ours, a subscriber who has come in, that everything all came together at the same time at the Wayside Inn last night or tonight, and so we're going to meet our friend Jeff and have lunch tomorrow, which we're also looking forward to. Jeff is an old friend from quite a way back. He came out, scouted out the lie of the land. He has quite a bit of stuff to bring with him when he comes, so he wanted to make sure that wherever he took, he could take delivery, a little bit like Mitch the Aussie. He could take delivery of all of his stuff from a container. I think that's the plan. So another day and another dollar spent. We'll be back. Thanks for looking in. Sorry our legal ordeal is not more closely detailed, but somebody along the way made a good suggestion and said you shouldn't be revealing everything that's happening, and your subscribers will understand, and I hope you do. So please follow our adventures along this land and along the way that things have been going. Just to repeat to you, we have in fact done the paperwork. It is now with the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, and there's nothing that we can do but wait. We're keeping our agreement to not do anything. We're sitting here, not quite twiddling our thumbs, but doing some fun videos. Hope you will stay with us, and it won't be raining the next time I come on to make a video. Thanks for looking in. We're doing fine. Thank you so much for all of your support. It is wonderful. And we are now at 92,000. We really would love to get to 100,000 in a fairly short time. We seem to be gathering a little speed again, not quite as fast as we were, because at one point we were adding 1,500 subscribers a day, and it actually did balance out in the end on an average to be plus 20. Let me see, so that would have been 150, 200 subscribers a day. That was amazing, just electrifying just to watch that. Thank you for all your support and good comments, always very welcome. If I don't get back to you on a message, please try again, we are snowed under at the moment. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Bye for now.